Political instability and geopolitical dynamics in the Balkans and Eastern Europe, early months of 2025. The political and social situation in the Balkans and Eastern Europe in 2025. The events of 2025 highlight that the Balkans and Eastern Europe continue to struggle with political instability and democratic challenges. Developments in the region affect not only the domestic politics of the involved countries, but also the stability of Europe as a whole. Are these merely coincidences, or could deeper geopolitical maneuvers be at play? Could the influence of global powers, economic interests, and political strategies be contributing to the region's destabilization? Let's examine the most significant events. Bosnia and Herzegovina, Milorad Dodik's conviction and escalating political tensions. In February, a Bosnian court sentenced Milorad Dodik, president of the Republika Srpska, to 1 year in prison and barred him from holding public office for 6 years due to separatist activities. Dodik rejected the verdict and threatened further radical actions, including initiating the secession of the Republika Srpska. In response, the Republika Srpska parliament blocked the legislative processes necessary for EU integration, significantly slowing the country's accession negotiations. As a result, part of the EU's financial support is now at risk, while political uncertainty continues to deepen social tensions and negatively affect the country's international reputation. Serbia, protests and government crisis. Anti-corruption protests swept across Serbia after a tragic building collapse claimed 15 lives. The event exposed a lack of transparency and systemic corruption. Protesters demanded political reforms, the strengthening of judicial independence, and changes to the electoral system. The situation created a tense atmosphere between the government and opposition, further impacting Serbia's EU accession talks. Kosovo, elections and geopolitical challenges. In February, Kosovo held parliamentary elections, where EU integration and relations with Serbia were the dominant issues. The election results could be decisive for regional stability, particularly in terms of domestic political tensions and diplomatic relations. Albania, European Political Community Summit. In May, Tirana is expected to host the European Political Community Summit, bringing together leaders from 47 countries. The main topics will include advancing Balkan integration and addressing Europe's security challenges. This event is crucial for the EU, as the stability of the Western Balkans remains a strategic priority. Developments in Eastern Europe. Romania, political crisis and presidential election. Romania faced a political crisis after its constitutional court annulled the first round of the 2024 presidential election due to evidence of Russian interference in Călin Georgescu's campaign. In February, President Klaus Iohannis announced his resignation to avoid a constitutional crisis. A new election is scheduled for May, with Senate President Ilie Balagian serving as interim president. On February 26th, Georgescu was arrested on charges of promoting extremist ideologies and engaging in unconstitutional activities. Slovakia, anti-government protests and political crisis. Slovak Prime Minister Robert Fico's unexpected visit to Moscow caused major controversy. EU leaders expressed concerns over Slovakia's foreign policy shift, while NATO officials warned the country about the importance of maintaining strong ties with Western alliances. The U.S. State Department also voiced its dissatisfaction, emphasizing that Fico's actions could escalate tensions in the region. Protesters fear Slovakia's departure from its pro-EU orientation and are demanding Fico's resignation. Demonstrations have mobilized tens of thousands in Bratislava and Košice. While Fico claims foreign intervention is behind the protests, the opposition and civil society groups dismiss these allegations as baseless. Hungary, a year of economic and political breakthrough. Prime Minister Viktor Orbán announced that 2025 would be a year of economic and political breakthrough for Hungary. The government introduced Europe's largest tax reduction program, which includes significant family support and tax incentives. The initiative is expected to stimulate the economy and encourage families to have more children. However, several economists warn that these tax cuts could increase the budget deficit in the long run and raise sustainability concerns, particularly amid Europe's uncertain economic environment. In May, Budapest will host the CAC Hungary 2025 conference, where Orbán is set to speak. The instability in the Balkans and Eastern Europe is not new, but in 2025, it has taken on a particularly sharp form. Political crises, protests, and government changes are occurring in quick succession across the region. This raises a crucial question. Are these events isolated incidents, or are they part of a larger pattern? Similar political instabilities have occurred in the past, such as during the 1989 Eastern European revolutions, when geopolitical power shifts led to widespread governmental changes. Likewise, the 2014 events in Ukraine demonstrated how certain regions can become battlegrounds for competing global interests. Could a similar hidden dynamic be unfolding now? Are global powers clashing behind the scenes, turning the region into the stage for new geopolitical maneuvering? We leave the answer to you.